I always wondered, like, did Darth Vader get a paycheck?
Maybe he just got room and board.
Maybe. Maybe he got like per diem or something. But...
Nah, he had castles. He was rich, but beyond, only second to the Emperor.
Do you think Anakin had any investments?
He doesn't seem like the type.
They probably crashed when it went over to the Empire anyway.
Maybe one of the first lessons where the Emperor sat Vader down and was like, okay, first we have to talk about your investment portfolio.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your 401k. Yeah. Hello there. You found the lost holocron, an ancient artifact of lore and legends from a galaxy far, far away. Each transmission of the lost holocron, you will join an episodic discussion of media from the Star Wars universe. We'll be your guides. Say hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Say hi, Kyle.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with a fur.
Why we have the wild card that comes second?
Talon Karrde, he's okay. Han's great. I like the next chapter better.
Hi to Scott.
Yeah. Hi.
And I'm Stuart. We'll be covering the material up to and including chapter 20 of Heir to the Empire. Tim, what's happened so far?
So far, Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa Solo, with their little intelligence, are evading Imperial capture as, unknown to them, Grand Admiral Thrawn has promised them to Dark Jedi clone Joruus C'Baoth in exchange for his alliance. While Leia and Chewbacca have gone to Kashyyyk, Han Solo and Lando Calrissian are broadcasting decoy messages using C-3PO as a voice mimic. They are also trying to contact smuggling lord Talon Karrde in hopes to extend legitimate business relationships from the New Republic. Thrawn is preparing to attack Sluis Zahn, so rather than continue their own pursuit, he orders a bounty on Luke's capture. Luck would have it that Mara Jade drops the Wild Karrde out of hyperspace for a routine procedure to find a stranded Luke, leading to his capture by Karrde. When Luke awakens, he finds himself helpless, severed from the Force, while Karrde weighs his fate. Stuart, what happened in this chapter?
Okay, chapter 20, Han and Lando. Yay, back to Lando. Han and Lando arrive on Obrigado Rey, looking for a point of contact with Karrde's organization. Before leaving the ship, Han exchanges coded messages with Winter over comms about increasingly strained situations on Coruscant. They disembark and enter Lo Bo, a local casino. Han spots a familiar face, Finn Torv, and wedges himself into their ongoing game of sabacc. Han surreptitiously reports to Torv that his ship is being seized, and before the game can progress past the deal, though, Han is accused of cheating by a burly reverend. In the ensuing commotion, Lando escapes with the contact. Back on the Falcon, Han and Lando broker a deal with Torv to get a face-to-face with Talon Karrde back at Karrde's base of operations.
Who the fuck is Winter? How many chapters has it been?
It's been 19
18?
chapters. Yeah, 18 chapters. She was in chapter 2.
He's been in 2 chapters, right?
Was she not mentioned when they got attacked on the batfish?
The catfish.
The batfish. Yeah,
Biffash.
When they went to Biffash, they got attacked again. Didn't they mention something about, oh no, we're going to have to leave the twins with her? Oh no, wait, they're not born yet. Yeah, okay. So has it really been that long?
I think it has. Yeah. I was honestly like in the back of my mind for every chapter we've read, I've wondered like, when is Winter going to come back up? Because she was presented as like a pretty notable relationship for Leia.
Yeah.
And then just 18 chapters later, here she is again. Yeah.
So for anybody who can't remember, what is 18 weeks in months? It's got to be like
4.5 months.
Yeah, 4.5 months. So if anybody who doesn't remember 4.5 months back, Winter was an aide to Leia, who apparently they spent their entire childhood together, and she was often confused with Winter as the old Iranian diplomat, because she was always very fair and demure and had an eidetic memory as well. So she remembers all the facts and all the situations, so which is really helpful for like glorified secretary, personal assistant, it seems.
Uh, so was Winter her caretaker when she was a kid, or so it's like Winter a lot older than Leia, or did they grow up together?
No, they seem to be like Grace
Yeah.
mates.
They were friends, and now she owns her.
Went from best friend to sort of maid servant.
The Help also had a daughter at the same time, mysteriously.
Yeah, no. I was a little disappointed that her code speech with Han was code speech, because I really liked Admiral Akbar.
Admiral
But it wasn't code speeds because they didn't set up a code speeds. He was like, "Oh man, I forgot to do it."
No, he was improvising it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
still coded, but it was kind of like a sloppy.
Maybe he
Yeah.
has some kids.
I
Should
hope he
we
does.
read the code at the moment and like see
Yeah.
what we can glean from it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
While you guys do that, I'm gonna look up if Admiral Akbar actually has kids.
Please do. Because I need Admiral Akbar to be a legitimate term. Wait,
What?
say all that again.
I said Admiral Akbar has 2 nieces.
He has 2 nieces?
He has 2
He doesn't have
nieces.
any kids of his own, though.
Oh,
He does have
So-
a city and a Star Destroyer named after him, though.
well, that's cool, I guess.
So he's not Admiral Akbar, he's Unkmal Akbar.
I don't think we can make that work.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He
Akbar.
does have a son.
Yes! Admiral Akbar lives.
It's Aftab Akbar.
Yeah. Oh man, that made my night.
Wait, what's his first name then?
Who?
Admiral.
Admiral James Akbar?
Oh, it is. I want to say Guile, but I don't think that's it.
It's starts with an SN because he has to be snack bar.
Oh, it is Guile.
Kyle Akbar.
Guile.
Kyle Akbar.
Gial.
Oh, okay.
Guile. Should have just named him Gil because he's got gills.
Honestly, it probably came from Gil.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, come on, this dude is Mon Calamari.
Yeah. Fry him up and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Aftab Akbar only met his father once when he begged him to retire from the military.
I am very happy to know that Akbar is actually a dad. It would have been a shame to let that pun go to waste.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Where they like fish like little eggs and like they have to swim upstream and and it's like I don't know.
Guile
Oh my
is
the-
Guile is the real name of Admiral Akbar.
Right.
Oh, his name is Guile.
His son's name is Aftab.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Neat. All right.
He's a Y-wing pilot.
Nice.
Oh, cool. I was
Underrated.
like, yeah.
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 Underrated.
Yeah.
And
We like Y-Wings.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I always thought the B-Wing was an awesome design.
I love the B-Wing. That's
Mm.
so
How
good.
Yeah.
did the U-wing?
The U-Wing's okay.
It hasn't really grown on me yet,
Do a quick
Yeah.
search for that one.
but I like how wide it is.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? Actually, I do like the U-wing, but my favorite ship design so far seems to be the Mandalorians, the ones that like Sabine
Like-
Wren and
One that like Bo-Katan was using.
Bo-Katan has, yeah, and Death Watch and all those ones. Those ones are awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
That's
one.
pretty awesome. Yeah, I like how the like she can like flip one side up and like turn real quick and then like that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It seems like a nice middle ground between multiple forms of ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit of an RV like Mando's first ship, but then it's also a bit of a fighter jet. It's also a
Mhm.
bit of a shuttle. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I remember.
Actually, I was gonna say I really hated the design of the Razor Crest.
I thought it was fun. It
Oh,
looked
yeah.
cozy.
I
It
did
was
not like
okay. It's okay.
It reminded me a lot of the Serenity from Firefly.
That's not the worst point of comparison.
I don't know. I never really loved that ship either.
Okay, then in Scott's world, it's bad.
I didn't like that ship to begin with, but yeah.
See, I just like the thought of like I'm in space and I have my home that I fly around in.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Bo-Katan's ship, and then like the Ghost, and then like the White Tees. Those are all pretty cool ships.
True. Yeah, I feel like the Ghost is pretty underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was a big fan of the slave one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This Mandalorian fighter is called the Gauntlet Starfighter, which is an awesome name.
That is.
It is.
That really is.
Yeah. I also like the N1, the original paint job. I don't like the exposed hull in the Mandalorian, but
I think it looks cool, but it feels a little like incomplete, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do like how it's kind of like stainless steel looking,
Yeah, it's very fitting with his vibe. Everything looks like raw Beskar.
Yeah. It's great. I kind of like that. And I think it's like a pretty badass little ship for him. But I think it's a little too small for I feel like he could benefit from a slightly larger ship, but
well, he's not really bounty hunting anymore.
That's true. I was going to say, where's he going to keep his bounties?
Yeah, but not anymore.
That's true.
What is he doing? Oh, right. He's on a religious quest, a spiritual quest. And who knows where he'll go from there.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Heir of the Empire.
I mean, overall, I liked the chapter, but more as like a whole rather than like individual things that happened.
I do think it's interesting that Phalia seems to be grabbing for a bit more power.
Yeah.
The council. Yeah.
I wonder what kind of things are going on. So if we read the coded message, do you want to see what we can come up with about what it might mean?
Yeah, let's try to suss this out.
Okay, I think I have it. Squabbling children. Here we go.
Right.
Yeah, he left all his kids behind.
I thought it was kind of appropriate.
Okay, here we go. Admiral Akbar particularly has been asking about you. Han frowned at the comlink. You'll have to thank the Admiral for his interest, he told Winter. Picking his words carefully, I trust that he's doing all right by himself. About as usual, Winter said. He's having some problems with family, though now that school is in full swing, so we have...
That's kind of weird. Isn't government always busy?
Yeah, but what do you think? Is school maybe like squabbling, or
is that a fish reference?
Maybe it's a fish reference.
Maybe it is.
A little squabbling amongst the children, Han suggests. Bedtime arguments, mainly.
Problems with the little one. Is Phalia the little one?
Ooh.
Wow.
Maybe. I would think it'd be people underneath. Maybe. Ooh, what if it's not actually about the council, but the people that are under Akbar that are getting a little bit restless?
Oh,
so
that would be interesting.
More metaphorically, his children than people on the council.
You're right.
So his generals and his admirals are... Well, he's the admiral, so his generals.
He's the dadmiral.
Dadmiral.
Dadmiral Akbar.
I mean, in a way, he does seem like he's kind of babysitting those underneath him.
Yeah.
I feel like Mon Mothma's babysitting everyone.
Well, if he's dad, then she's Mom Mothra.
Mom Mothra and
Mommy Mothma. Mama Mothma.
So bedtime arguments, do you think it's like that means that it's trivial?
She might be trying to underplay it. It's hard to tell like what's code and what's not sometimes.
Right, yeah. Problems with the little ones over who's going to stay up and read. Up and read.
Who wants to stay up and read?
I did as a kid. In fact, that's what my parents said, is that I couldn't stay up late unless I was reading in bed. So
Oh,
my
nice.
my parents encouraged reading in that way, and that's what made me passionate about reading.
It's okay. I had a phase where I slept with a dictionary.
I had a phase where I was reading the dictionary because I thought it would make me smart, which did definitely help. But I was just like, I was doing it because I was trying to look like I was smart, but but it did actually. I did learn a lot.
Hell yeah. Accidentally successful.
Yep.
How far did you get? A's, B's, C's?
Oh no, I was just like, I would go through and be like, oh, that's a new word I've never heard of, and so I would just like read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Sporadic.
Nice.
that was like junior year of high school, and I've forgotten most of it. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. I know the kids pretty well. How about the neighbors? Still having trouble with them?
Brief pause, and I'm not exactly sure. He hasn't mentioned anything about them to me. I can ask if you'd like. So later we get a confirmation that the neighbors are supposed to be the Imperials.
yep.
So this is all internal squabble is what we're getting from this. Is like, we're not talking about problems with the Empire. It's all domestic disturbances.
Dang.
Not a big deal as long as the family's doing okay. That's an important thing. I think he mainly just wanted to be remembered to you.
Ooh.
That makes it sound a little bit urgent, of like,
Yeah.
we need some intervening.
Yeah. Or maybe he doesn't like that they've just been kind of like gallivanting off.
Oh, okay.
And he wants to know what they're up to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which is fair because they kind of just left.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they had a good reason, but they can't broadcast that reason.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they're still on the payroll, right? It's like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Right. Is this a business expense or?
Right.
I mean,
Are they on the payroll? Is Han getting paid?
I don't know. I
he would
assume.
be
certainly
compensated as a
hope so.
contractor.
Yeah.
He would be able to bill them for the expenses.
What do you think his title is then?
Freelancer.
Consultant.
Consultant. Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
consultant.
There you go. Consultant.
Yeah.
I always wondered
Smuggling
that, like,
consultant.
Or logistics consultant.
Oh, there we go.
yeah. I always wondered, like, did Darth Vader get a paycheck? Like,
Maybe he just got room and board.
maybe he got like per diem or something. But
Nah, he had castles. He was rich, but beyond, only second to the Emperor. And,
That's true. Yeah.
those kinds of people were plundering worlds and embezzling governments, and
right.
we just need to look at World War II as an analog for what's going on.
Do you think Anakin had any investments?
He doesn't seem like the type.
Did he have a diversified portfolio?
Yeah, they probably crashed when it went over to the Empire anyway.
Maybe one of the first lessons where the Emperor sat Vader down and was like, okay, first we have to talk about your investment portfolio. I thought I was here to learn about the dark side to save people from dying. Yes, but we're going to need a lot of money to do that. So
Yeah.
let's talk about your 401k.
Yeah.
So does that mean Luke inherited all these assets, or he has an inheritance to collect this, doesn't he?
He might.
Ooh, possibly.
Maybe he doesn't want to
Something
confirm the
out there.
connection. I don't know. I wouldn't mind a lava castle.
Did Darth Vader have like a life insurance policy on him, or I don't know?
I mean, that suit has to be worth something, right?
Sith Lord might be kind of hard to insure, though.
Yeah.
Tim, do you still want a lava castle if it's going to cost you an arm and a leg?
Literally or figuratively.
Yeah, I think it's going to be literal in this universe.
Yeah, in this case.
I'll get back to you on that.
Is it ever said what happens to Darth Vader's lightsaber?
Oh,
Yeah, I was wondering that as well.
It's a very good question. I would like to know.
Did it just get blasted to smithereens on the Death Star, or did Luke pick it up? Or
Maybe.
Did Luke become the crazy desert hobo that trains another farm boy, and then he gives him Darth Vader's lightsaber? Okay, you're a Sith now.
No.
I don't know, but that might be some fan fiction I have to write.
Oh, okay. All right. Write it down.
All right. So going to the Wikipedia article, Darth Vader's lightsaber in Legends is destroyed on the Death Star 2 in 4 ABY.
It was destroyed?
Yeah. So
Okay. That makes sense, because, I mean, he probably wouldn't bother to pick it up.
yeah.
I would do it. I have a memory of my father that I just reconnected with. I mean, it's not like he got his body.
He already lost one of his lightsabers. Might as well replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the appearances section, it goes all the way down to Return of the Jedi, Mighty Chronicles, and then appears in flashbacks and mentions. So it doesn't make another appearance in the Legends canon.
Dang.
You know, if it was still around, I feel like that is a relic that Kylo would have had it on with like the helmet.
Ooh.
Oh, totally.
I think,
Yeah.
I think that's true. Yeah, because somehow he recovered the damaged helmet, which was on the Forest Moon of Endor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wouldn't have been vaporized in the
No.
destruction.
It'd be kind of a random thing to find, but I guess maybe the Ewoks like sold it off to a collector or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at the canon article now, the Disney canon article, and so far it's just appearing in mentions and flashbacks as well. So it appears that it's being destroyed in the destruction of the Death Star 2.
That is completely reasonable, if slightly disappointing.
Hey, quick side tangent. For an unrelated thing, I'm looking up the Rancor Keeper's name from...
Okay.
Why does it say that the Rancor Keeper is played by Danny Trejo? Is this something I missed?
That's in the book of Boba Fett.
Okay. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
Not Return of the Jedi, but
Yeah.
although the Rancor Keeper in Return of the Jedi, he is somewhat familiar. Like I've seen him in something else.
Let's see. Paul Brook. Let's see what Paul Brook has been in. He's been in For Your Eyes Only,
Oh.
Scandal, Saving Grace, Bridget Jones's Diary, The Phantom of the Opera, and Oliver Twist. And he was Grima Wormtongue in the 1981 BBC radio adaptation of Lord of the Rings.
Interesting.
A lot.
Yeah, he's been around.
Seems, maybe they were like after this, but those all seem like pretty. He had a pretty small role in the original. In that movie, like, he didn't do much.
It was memorable though.
Yeah,
it was.
He was pretty upset when that Rancor died.
Yeah, he's pretty good at crying on cue.
Only a thespian.
I really love it when bad guys get like humanized like that, or like henchmen. It's always nice.
I mean, that Rancor was like his pet, you know?
It's like a giant monster pit bull.
Yeah. Is it just me, or did Luke totally forget how to use the Force when he was in the Rancor pit?
What would he use the Force on?
Oh, he was trying to save the surprise for later.
But didn't they already know he was a Jedi?
It's theatrics.
Okay.
Luke has a dramatic flair to him.
It's a movie. It happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing I noticed in this chapter, Lando brings up a slave circuit again.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
So either he has a business interest or this is going to be important later.
Right.
Lando's stock portfolio actually includes a lot of slave stocking companies. So this must be an important point to, coming up later in the book.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if the Sparty tubes are some sort of like slave circuit creator design thing? Because we still don't know what they're for. And if they're like some sort of like duplication tubes of like they spit out these slave circuits, or they spit out droids or something that pilot ships that are coordinated or something.
How many slave circuits would you need though?
Ooh. I don't know, for every station on a ship, maybe, because they mentioned that slave circuits are some sort of droid brain, and if they needed individual droid brains to repopulate the Empire, as
that's
Thrawn
fair.
put it.
So would it be kind of like the AI control on like Luthen Rael's ship from Andor?
Maybe. I'm thinking more like a droid pilot that you then connect them all together. So they'd be like the astromech in a lot of different ships,
like a built-in astromech or something.
Yeah, or you know, like a USB key that you can put into your computer and it does stuff.
Yeah.
So you just go around plugging these spikes into each of the outlets.
You never put it in right the first time. You got to flip it over, and then you got to put it.
No, we're using USB-C now.
Those universal outlets that R2 finds everywhere to hack into every single ship.
I have some wireless earbuds, and the charging cable is really interesting because it is a USB, but it doesn't matter which way you put it in. You can flip it either way.
The big fat one, the USB-A.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It has a very interesting design, so it doesn't matter which way you put it in. It just depends because both sides have the charging things on them.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. I love USB. I don't know about you guys. Just a little thing I obsess over.
Yeah, they're very convenient, and I like that when you put them in, there's a very satisfying tactile feedback on the little clunk. When it's all engaged.
Absolutely.
Today we're going to talk about our favorite ports.
Imagine if R2 had a USB port.
What if he does
somewhere?
Yeah.
It's just a USB F.
Yeah.
He would always have to flip it over. He would never put it in.
Yeah. So that's why his arm rotates.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little side note: the obrigado in Portuguese means thank you. I'm not sure how that relates to anything here, but that's a little side fact for anybody.
Interesting.
Maybe it's because they're grateful to Fintor for the favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the repaying of debts. Ooh. Which pulls us into the meat of this chapter.
Oh my god, themes? So yes, we are at, what was it? They were at a casino, cantina, both.
Yeah, some sort of casino cantina hybrid.
All right, so we go into the cantina-cino.
Right.
Canticino.
Yeah, and they have a wine selection.
Nice.
Very
And I don't understand the years.
And it's on the Republic's tab, right?
Yeah.
Just like Luke's bounty.
Yeah.
Akbar's going to be looking at the receipts, and he's like, "What did you guys do?"
I'm not reimbursing you for this.
Yeah.
Considering Luke was offering up, what was it, 60,000 credits?
Right.
Yeah, like 20, 30,000, yeah.
Because it was 30,000 that the Imperials were offering, and then he said, "Whatever, just double, whatever."
Oh, right, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, but you're worth 30." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
So I'm pretty sure that Akbar picking up the bill for the wine is probably not going to be a rounding error on that 60,000 credits.
I don't know. You underestimate how good that wine is.
Yeah.
In this place, I don't think the wine's good.
No, I don't think so either.
But they have wine from 47, 49, 50, and 52.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Whatever that means.
I'm guessing that Lando is pretty suave when it comes to wine.
Oh, totally.
They don't use the ABY.
No, that's an external
we
one.
do, but yeah. So it's like, how do they measure?
See, that's why I'm so confused.
Right.
I mean, I'm guessing that it would be Imperial era, 47, 49, 50, 52. So that means that whenever the Empire was established is at least 52 years old, because we know that is a way that they count it in the Rebels TV show. But yeah, this is an alternate timeline and whatever they think is existing at this time. Yeah, that the Empire must be at least 52 years old at this point.
That would suck if they had a wine from like the current year. I'd be like, what kind of establishment is this?
What? You've never drunk like a 2020 wine?
Yeah, but if I'm like going to a casino or like some kind of, I don't know, like how high end is this place? Because it seems a little fancy. It's like the Olive Garden. I expect to see some like at least 10-year-old wines at like a place like that.
And if Lando's ordering it, then that's probably so. We've got a 60-year-old empire in this timeline, and this is supposed to be the future. So
it's not the future.
They're definitely counting the years in some way.
Yeah, or maybe it's based on the planet. I don't know.
Oh, maybe they got a local.
I think we've had a conversation about this, but I imagine time zones in the galaxy are just a show, and I wouldn't be able to get anywhere on time.
I mean, is there like a galactic standard for years and like, is it like Coruscant calendar?
Yeah, it's all the Coruscant calendar is the galactic standard. So that's what I'm guessing. Like, if you're importing and exporting wines across the galaxy, that this would be some Imperial standard year.
But it seems like you can call it whatever year you want, even though, like time could pass differently, I guess.
I don't know. You could like radioisotope the date on the wines.
Carbon dated or whatever, yeah.
You can tell exactly how old it is.
That would be pretty cool. I
know. I'm like always wondering that. It's like, why is every day the same on every planet? Why does every planet have the same gravity? Why does every planet have like a breathable atmosphere? It's like,
because this is a space opera, not a hard sci-fi.
Yeah,
I know, but it's like
these are basically just different fantasy realms, not actual planets.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of single biome ones.
Yeah.
Other than climate, it doesn't seem like much changes from planet to planet.
Yeah, it's like single biome planets. Like Tatooine's just a desert, Hoth is just an ice world, and the forest moon of Endor is just a forest, I guess.
Am I remembering correctly that Tatooine you could see two suns from?
Yeah. They're by bisolar binary star system. Yeah.
I think the first multi-biome Star Wars planet I saw was in KOTOR 2. Why am I forgetting the planet name? Telos. You're on Telos, and you go to the surface, and it's like grassy agrarian. But then you go to the poles of the planet, and I was like, there's different climates.
Yeah. And I guess, as well, you also got the beach land there, and you've got the cliff lands, which were a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
So that is the maximum diversity that we get from a lot of depictions is a little bit sad.
Yeah, basically. I also just think it's hilarious that Coruscant is like the entire planet is a city and that's it.
Yeah.
It goes that deep.
What really gets me about that one is that like it's always that there are a trillion residents on Coruscant, yet the entire planet is a city. And I'm pretty sure if we covered the entire Earth, because it's supposed to be, Earth equivalency, I'd guess, in a city, you would get more than 1 trillion people. There'd be like 100 trillion people that is like 1,000 stories thick as well.
Because, I mean, if all 8 billion people were to congregate, it would be like the size of like a small city or something, right? I think is what I heard. Something like that.
I think it covers like the continent of Australia or something. At least that's what.
I thought it was smaller than that. I thought it was like tiny. Be like, wow,
8 billion people. Depends how you want them to live.
Maybe they're just manipulating the census.
Oh, are you talking about like living, or like if everybody was like huddled together like next to each other?
Oh, if everybody was living, you'd get a city the size of
like comfortably or whatever.
Australia or something.
Yeah,
because there's that Vsauce video about what if everybody jumped at once, or was it a what if comic by KXCD?
XKCD.
XKCD.
Yeah.
If everybody jumped at once, like they've got that. everybody has to go to the side Manhattan, and everybody shoulder to shoulder, and everybody jumps.
Yeah.
And then his story is that, like, yes, nothing happens, but the real tragedy is that everybody has just appeared here, and what are the logistics of people getting back to where they originally were from?
Oh man, and what if you get a crowd crush situation?
Oof,
Those things scare me.
Oh, actually, I think that might have been in his description as well.
Probably.
Is that in his book? Maybe it's on his website as well. We'll try and find a link for the notes.
Here's what I was thinking. The UN says the Earth's population will... Okay, well, it's already reached 8 billion. If everybody were to stand 3 feet apart, they would be able to fit into a square only 50.8 miles on a side.
50.8 miles.
So I guess that's square miles? I don't know.
So 100 square kilometers, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
No, less than that. 75, what do you say, 50? There's 1.6. 80 square kilometers. Yeah, it's not big at all.
No, it's really not.
So you've got quite a lot of space on Coruscant then.
Yeah. Well, and then in episode 4 of Mando, they said that they used the word for what planet-sized city is called. And I'm trying to remember the word, but I thought it was like, oh, that's
right.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a
I remember it.
Metropolis or something like that.
Ecumenopolis.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
I thought that was cool.
That is a cool word.
I was curious to what the word was, and then they said it in that episode. I was like, oh, cool, that's what it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little bit of lore stuffing there that was a little bit ham-fisted.
I like how that one little part of the mountain is like, it's supposed to be the tallest part of the tallest mountain on the planet, and it's like in like a like a town square.
The last nature remaining.
Right. It's like the only bit of surface left.
Yeah. It's mentioned in the High Republic as well that the
is it?
Yeah, that the president at the time, what's it called? Is it the president?
President Chancellor?
The Chancellor, the Supreme Chancellor. Supreme Chancellor is only when he's gets all the emergency powers. But yeah, the Chancellor, she regularly visits the top of Mount Tentus.
I would too. I'd probably get a little stir crazy in Coruscant.
Yeah. I need my greens and I need my blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, actually, there is a tree in the Jedi Temple.
It's not very green though.
True.
Is it the only tree on Coruscant?
No, they probably have parks and gardens and stuff like that.
I guess.
They would have to.
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Like Central Park in the middle of...
Yeah.
So going back to the wine, Lando does this really clever trick to look for Finn Torv when Han mentions he spots him at a table. And I just thought this was really fun, which is that like he lifted up his wine glass and then held it up to the light and then kind of just like moved the glass around.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to remember that trick.
And like he's looking through the glass to see the color or whatever, and impurities, I guess. And then he's like, oh, there he is on your 9 o'clock, whatever he says. I don't know.
Yeah. And we get another Kessel Run reference.
Gotta shove that in there.
Yep, always. Yeah.
Either that has to be about the Millennium Falcon, the Kessel Run, or Sabacc.
Yes. And this chapter has all of those things.
Nice. Yeah.
And this Sabacc seemed like very, very different from like the canon Sabacc.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this one seemed very much like Texas Hold'em Poker or something like that.
Yeah. Canon Sabacc is not that complicated.
Oh, no.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I could not figure it out when I was playing KOTOR.
Oh, you're thinking of Pazak.
Pazak.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's just blackjack.
Okay.
Space blackjack.
Wait, you can figure out blackjack?
Well, don't let him start on KOTOR 2's Pazak, because that's even more complicated.
Oh
than the first
yeah,
one.
yeah. That has some like weird cards.
I love those.
It was like, yeah. Yeah, no, KOTOR 2 Pazak is just chaos. And it moves so quickly too.
Yeah.
The first game has like a very deliberate pace between card pulls, and then the second one is just like, oh, the round's over.
Yeah, you better make sure you got a good mouse, so because if you double click by accident, you're drawing 2 cards.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, this version was very, very complex. I'm not even sure that the canon version has faces in it. I think it's just like numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it is just numbers now that I'm remembering.
Yeah, because my impression of this one was like that deck of cards that you get, that it's got like swords and cups and knives, swords, what was it? Staves, cups, clubs, and like more suits
Hearts.
than our standard set of cards.
Yeah.
What do they call the Joker card?
Commander of the idiot. That's what it is.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's the Commander of Coins. Honestly, I really like this version of Sabacc.
Yeah, me too.
It seems a lot more familiar to what we're used to.
Yeah, but also like a lot more going on.
So who actually created the game of Sabacc then? Like as far as writer, author?
Sabacc from the Wikipedia.
Yes, our favorite.
Behind the scenes, Sabacc was first appeared in the Legends novel Lando Calrissian and the Mind Harp of Sharu, and has since appeared in many Legend stories. It became canon when it was introduced in the 2014 novel A New Dawn. Its name likely has origins in the second draft of the script for The Empire Strikes Back, when Han mentions that his friend Lando Calrissian won Cloud City in a Sabacc game.
Apparently, in one novel, it might be the same novel, someone uses Sabacc cards for fortune telling.
Of course they would.
Yeah.
And then there's that cool, it seems like some sort of metamaterial card or some sort of like digital card. Like it's paper thin too. They call it a skifter.
Yeah, that seems really complicated to me.
Yeah.
It's cool, but yeah, I like the idea of it. It's pretty neat.
It seems a little bit out of universe though, because technology seems a little bit chunky in the Star Wars universe, and so this kind of like paper thin, like, I feel like it's a little bit, out of place, although really, really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It feels very out of place, and it also feels like you're really reaching there, because it's just like you're trying to reinvent paper, but like they're still paper, right? They can make cards. I assume.
Well, do we know? I mean, what if the cards are made out of like, vinyl or something? Like our equivalent of vinyl.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
Because what I imagine, like, it's like my ebook, right? It's e-paper with some sort of e-ink on it, and probably it's also got color. And just tapping on it, it's got this sensor on it that refreshes the images on the.
Is it like an LCD or something?
No. Electric ink is its own technology.
Could you imagine playing Sabacc and you've got like a full deck in your hand and it's all tablets for the cards?
That's what it sounds like they're using, and it seems like it's just ridiculous.
Like a handful of like the Kindle Fires or something.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is like in this universe, the technology is always super chunky. Like they got huge hard drives and tapes and whatever, but they don't have that kind of like nanotechnology and stuff like that would make this thing possible.
And it seems like to put that high level of technology into like playing cards, it seems like that would be a bit extreme.
I totally think that this is feasible in our universe. I just don't think that it's a far away galaxy kind of technology.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I imagine I pictured the Google Glass, if you guys remember that. In our universe, I imagine some sort of blank card, like blank thing that you're holding, but everyone has a pair of glasses that's linked to some sort of thing. So what you're looking at on your card, what displays on your card is what's connected to the glasses.
That's neat.
Yeah, Carl, you mentioned something like that last time, right? We were talking about AR deck of playing cards or something. And when I was looking into what that might be, this came up. A guy who had created 24 like QR code cards, and you connect to the app and use your phone to play various different kinds of games that all 24 cards will display something differently on the AR app.
That is cool.
There's another guy who is it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing where he placed down a card and then a 3D model of a miniature or a monster will
That's
pop up.
so cool.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Instagram reels of that. I saw like Pokemon cards for it.
Ooh, cool.
And it was fun.
I'm not much of a collector, but Pokemon cards seem like, and Magic the Gathering, I just want that little art cards, which apparently are really popular here in Japan. You can just buy foil cards that are collectibles.
That's cool.
My wife has a big collection of Sailor Moon cards.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you get like all these character things that are based off series and stuff like that. So you can get like the Demon Slayer, or I don't know if you guys have heard of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Sounds familiar.
I don't think it's got an English title. It's like Sorcerer's Battle, Sorcerer's War.
Nah, I haven't heard of this.
But it's this guy who eats a cursed finger and becomes cursed in himself.
Nice.
And I don't know, it's really fun and very good story. I would totally recommend it if anybody hasn't seen that.
Just picked up my old deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I haven't touched in years.
I used to have those as kids. As a kid, I wasn't multiple kids. I was one kid.
I picked these up and I was like, I should throw these away because I don't want to use them, but because I don't touch them anymore. But I was like, oh, you know what? I feel bad. I think I'm gonna go down to Place and see if I can just donate them or something.
Yeah, that'd
Probably
be
get money for them.
You might. You never know.
If I was willing to throw them away, I don't care if I get money for them or not.
Well, good point.
Yeah.
No, somebody will definitely appreciate them.
Yeah.
Do you currently collect anything, Kyle?
Nothing as much as I did when I was younger. I do have a couple Funko Pops, but like that's not out of collection. That's just I enjoy the characters.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Scott and I are the collectors then of the group. Actually, Scott's more of a creator.
Yeah, I collect my creations.
Yeah.
Because I hate the idea of selling them because then I won't have them anymore. But it's like, what the hell am I going to do with like 30 lightsabers that I built?
Yeah. Keep them. All right, so I'm the collector of the group then. It's all down to me.
Yeah, I still have a lot of stuff that I collected as a kid though. I collected I don't know if you guys know what Z-bots are.
No,
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, they were like these little plastic. They were. I think they were made by. You guys remember Micro Machines?
Yeah.
No.
I think they were made by that company.
I have heard of it, but I can't place it.
They were like tiny little cars. But then like the Z-bots were like these little robots that were like maybe like an inch and a half tall, and they had like arms and legs that could move, and their heads could turn. They were so cool. I still have a bunch of them, but I don't have as many as I used to. And then my kids got a hold of them. And
So we're looking at like a Transformer market competitor?
Not quite. They didn't transform. They were, hang on. They were like the coolest thing back then. They had, I want to say they were from like the early 90s. Yeah, first released in 92.
That was before Tim and my time. And Kyle.
But man, that was like my favorite thing that was. So I don't know if you can kind of see.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a link maybe on our website or something. But
Oh, we link everything, dude.
yeah, they had like 4 or 5 different generations. The first ones were pretty cool, but then like I think it was the second or third generation, they got more creative where you could like it would stand up like a normal robot, then you'd like bend it over and like it would like have like jaws that you could like manipulate and stuff, and they call them bite bots.
Toy robots are so great.
Uh-huh.
I think when I was younger, I collected Mighty Beans.
I still have mine.
Mighty Beans.
Yeah.
They're kind of like Weebles.
I'm so happy you mentioned that. It's like these plastic cylinders with rounded edges, and there's a metal ball in it, and you would put them down a track and it would just roll.
Oh, okay.
And they had like characters printed on them, and they did like Marvel ones, and I forget what other brands they had. Because I mainly collected the Marvel ones.
So it's like the like that thing that did you ever Kinder Surprise?
I know what that is.
I know what it is, but I don't know if I've had it.
Okay, so inside the chocolate egg, there's a sort of plastic capsule. So you get so it's similar to that kind of capsule with something weighted inside that makes it tumble down a track. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
They were very fun. Yeah, my friends and I would trade them.
Yeah, Kinder Eggs weren't allowed in America until recently.
Yeah,
okay.
It's surprising for the things that they do allow in America.
Yeah.
we don't
That's a
make
rabbit
sense.
hole that I feel like not going down at this point.
Yeah.
Well, it was just that legally, I got from the FDA did not allow non-edible food inside of edible food.
Uh-huh.
Half of our food is non-edible, and we eat it anyway.
Anything is edible if you try hard enough.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but now you can get Kinder Surprise, which is like it's in the shape of an egg. You break it in half. The front half has a little chocolate creamy thing that you can eat, and then the other half has a toy in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's totally different from what I remember.
That doesn't sound as much fun.
That doesn't sound like a choking hazard to me.
All right, so what actually happened in this chapter? We had
So Han goes over to the table, starts playing the game, and speaks in code to Finn.
right.
Yeah, and he's
tips him off that the shipment is being raided by local law enforcement.
Yes.
And is law enforcement there in the casino as well, like just snooping around?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then the Reverend gets very mad.
Yeah.
I was so jarred by hearing the word Reverend in this. I was like, wait, what?
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually kind of think it was a little interesting that they have like other like somewhat religious groups that are not Force related, I guess. Of course they would, but I think it's interesting to actually hear about it.
You never know. There might be like different sects of like Force type religions, that people who think there is a will to the Force, or whether it's whether it wants something in particular, and just like you've got different sects of Buddhism, which seems to be the big influence here in Star Wars, is that you would have different religions of Buddhism that are like the monastic style of the Jedi, and then you might have more kind of like introspective Zen Buddhism of people that are just going out, and there might be people who come to my door that knock on the door and say, hey, have you heard about the way that if you pray to the Fujisan mountain that good things will come to your life? And
that sounds real.
That sounds like it's happened to you. It sounds like it's happened to you before.
Yes, it has. And I went to one of these things, and they said, okay, well, just say the words. These are magic mantras that, if you say these things, they bring good things. I'm like, but I don't understand what they mean. It doesn't matter if you understand or not, but like the words have power. Like words only have power if you understand them.
Well, and then good is relative, it's like what's good for one person might be really bad for another person.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I had one of these kinds of interactions of people coming to our house one time to like have you accepted Mount Fuji as the Lord and Savior of your life?
Quick side note, I love that it's Fuji-san. I do know in Japan they refer to Mount Fuji as a person.
Actually, it's not the sun as an honorific. Sun means mountain in a different reading of that character.
Oh.
So all mountains are referred to as a sun.
Neat.
So yeah, religions in this universe I could see as a kind of. I'm a little bit more surprised that we don't see more of that kind of like what can the non-Force sensitive individual be related to in a religious sense in this universe.
Yeah. You could be a human cultist.
Right. Well, it said that they were particularly against gambling So I got the impression that they were supposed to be kind of like a morality police or something like that. But or
Yeah.
their idea,
Which I did like seeing that in Star Wars.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Han has had a run-in with a few of these types of morality police kinds of people in his smuggling days.
Yeah. Yeah. Although it was interesting that it was revealed later that the Reverend is working with Finn.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
And it seems like in conjunction with a bunch of separatists or not separatists as in like droid army separatists, but
Yeah.
the interesting background of this planet was that it used to be a big dump almost, and then the local government came in and fixed everything up, and they're looking to get a lot of off-world money by really appealing to tourism, it seems. But then there are the people in the mountain that want to be more self-sufficient than it seems that the government, so maybe they disagree politically with what's going on there, and the government has responded by not giving them any food.
I thought that was a very fun bit of politics.
Oh yeah, because he's smuggling the food.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I wondered, this makes Karrde look like very generous. It seems like he does a lot of this kind of going around official channels to make sure that people have their, basic necessities or something. So I went back to the previous chapters to check. And the only other time that they've mentioned being in some sort of trade is with the what was it, Obersky? No, it was the raid on Fash.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And there was the promises of something.
Right.
And so I checked, but it wasn't the same kind of thing. So I don't know where I'm getting this impression that Karrde is a little bit of a Robin Hood type.
Could be his natural charm.
That one chapter where Mara's kind of arguing with Karrde, being like, wait, but we promised them the shipment. Was that the same?
Actually, it might be that you were telling them that it's going to be the DoorDash or HelloFresh. And so I'm like, Karrde is bringing them food and groceries and stuff like that. but no, it was just Scott's joke.
Maybe I was actually onto something. I don't know.
You might have, honestly, after like this chapter.
What did I say? I think it was HelloFresh or something like that.
Yeah, HelloFresh and DoorDash. But so this time it seems like
this episode is not sponsored by HelloFresh.
But if HelloFresh would like to sponsor us, then
maybe sometime.
You know where to reach out. It was cool to see like a good smuggling being used for good, because I feel like we don't have a lot of examples of that in Star Wars.
I kind of like the references of Robin Hood, because it does kind of feel a little bit like he was kind of being a Robin Hood type character, I guess,
or he's just hyper conservative.
A catch.
What do you think? What do you think Karrde's like main objective is? Because he doesn't seem to care too much about Luke. It's just kind of his like a little side thing he's doing right now. What do you think his ultimate goal is?
This casual side thing that could lead to his death if he handles it poorly.
He's very nonchalant. Every conversation he just seems like, whatever.
Yeah,
I think he's a capitalist min-maxer. Because he wants the Mac, and it's just kind of like a hobby for him at this point, because like he's got all the money that he needs. He's decided that he's playing this at Edge of the Galaxy, and he wants to find out, how he can min-max his stats to get the most out of every trade deal.
As someone who's gone through multiple KOTOR playthroughs, I respect it.
So yeah, I think to think of him as a Robin Hood type doesn't really track with how he's keeping Luke captive at the moment. So I feel like his interest is political here, in that if this government goes more of the respectable route that their government cleans up, and they do a lot of international or intergalactic trade, that he no longer has a business. So he's supplying the dissenters with the means to continue, so that in the future there is a market there that he can tap into.
Yeah.
Capitalist min-maxer.
Capitalist min-maxer.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's creating a future market.
Speaking of respectable, I love the little detail of Lando actually settling the bill.
That's funny. He goes, even more surprising was that Lando settles the bill before him.
Yeah, but it's also a nice, notable change within Lando's character. We can see that there's been some growth since we
You don't
last
think
seen
he would
him.
have normally done that?
No, Han mentions he wouldn't have.
I wouldn't expect Han to do that, but I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Lando does seem kind of like the kind of guy to be like, why don't you take care of that bill?
Yeah, no, he either puts it on the New Republic, or like if a bar scuffle comes up, then you can dine and dash.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, because he did say something about it being on the New Republic's tab at first, but then he cleared it.
Yeah.
And then they finish the chapter back in the Falcon, right? And they're having this discussion of like, oh, well, how are we going to get here? Well, how are you going to get there? Mind giving us a ride? And then there's this really interesting part where he's like, okay, well, I'm going to program the coordinates, but it's going to be deleted as soon as we get there. And then when you get out, you're probably going to have to do the same thing of we upload an exit coordinate for you, and then it's going to delete on arrival to wherever that destination is. So I thought that was really interesting.
That is
like programming cheats for your smugglers.
Yeah.
It's just a fancy blindfold.
Could you pilot the ship while the coordinate's still there and then just never arrive at the planet and then sell that information?
There must be like some firewall around that.
Slave circuit, maybe.
Sorry, we don't have slave circuits on this ship.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, they don't.
But no, I think it's like it would be a self-contained program that is go here, go here, go here, and then it can't be interrupted and it can't be cracked, or it'll probably take longer to crack than the destination, getting to your destination, and then it just erases itself on arrival.
Even though I don't have any real world use for that, I still would love to have it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
That's cool.
All right.
I liked this chapter, but
it felt like this could have been like a spin-off episode.
Yeah, I thought this chapter was pretty fun. It was nice to see this kind of like. I would like to see books like this, and I'm pretty sure that like the Han Solo series and the Lando Calrissian series is seeing more of this side of the universe, and that kind of forceless smuggling underbelly in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
I like the smuggling and the gambling aspect of it. It's always fun.
Same here. Yeah.
Was there anything else? Are there any other thoughts and comments?
Well, it's going to be crap. I forget. Do we know Luke's already captured?
Yes.
Yeah, he's already captured.
Right.
That was chapters ago.
Right. Sorry.
Mara Jade already yelled at him.
I'm doing the opposite of Scott.
Right.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see what happens when they get to Karrde's compound and Luke is there.
Luke's already there. Yep.
Yeah, so there's going to be some spinning plates and whatever happens then.
Yeah. And the last time I said that about the suave off between Lando and Karrde. So
right.
We're going to see whose lizards perform better. my lizard has a built-in teacup. My lizard pours Colt 45. My lizard stops force powers. My lizard
Mine makes hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon in this universe. Star Wars. Star Wars Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Salamiri does sound like a Pokemon name.
It does.
It must be a ground type because it's resistant to lightning.
Actually, it's resistant to the force, so it seems like it's resistant to psychic attacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I would think too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Dark ground or a dark grass type.
Maybe it's just a true normal type.
Ooh.
The truest normal.
That also has a special ability to make everything else around it normal.
Exactly. The purest
there you
form
go.
of normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, this has been The Lost Holocron. You can find transcripts, links to discussion, and more at our website, lostholocron.com. While you're there, you can learn how to support the creation of future episodes. Read on, and we'll be waiting for you in the next transmission. We'll be honored if you would join us.